Let's go back inside the courtroom for a look at Lance's interview with Cobb County Police.
Second standard. You got some water? Need anything else? You good? Some crackers? Oh, sorry about that. Getting dehydrated. You been dehydrated, you said? Sorry, you need anything else? I need something else to drink? Water. Okay. I'm Detective Jackson, Detective Standard. Man, I really appreciate talking to this. Actually, you might have seen something near at the house last night. We're working, I don't know if you heard about it. Working on the murder that happened up in Ackworth. Okay. I understand you were there last night. You might have seen something. Man, I'll be honest with you, that's an answer to prayer because we've been trying to rack our brains trying to figure out what happened. Before I left this morning, my 6-year-old prayed with me like, "Oh, Daddy, I hope you can solve this case." Yeah, you and me too. Man, like I said, I understand you may have some information out.
All right, and that's the end of that portion of Disc 2, Video 2, so it will now resume with Disc 2, Video 3.
With something. But since we are here and you handcuffs on, the Sandy Springs guys explain your rights to you.
Yes, they did.
You understand all that?
Quite frankly, I was intending to be able to leave soon and be able to call my lawyer and talk to him about maybe setting up a witness testimony or whatever.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, I was just saying, I gave my side of the short story to officers.
Okay. Well, like I said, we're here to talk about what happened in Ackworth. If you want to talk to us about that now?
I'll just say, all I saw was their lights were on, and those were the lights that were always on. I think my brother was being harassed by the old neighbors. And it's just not something I really want to go into because it caused a lot of issues for him.
Okay. Well, we don't have to talk about, I don't know what's going on with your brother. We don't have to talk about that. Part of what we're trying to figure out is narrowing down the time frame. Like, we know it's happened sometime between, the night before and that morning when they were found, but we got this really huge window. So do you remember about what time you saw the lights on?
It would have been, I left Athens at around
9 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got home probably at 10:30-ish, right? And then I slept in the car for about 10 minutes. Then I went in the backyard, smoked a cigarette, saw their light on.
Okay.
Tried to go in my back door because I was about to go sleep at home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was locked, so I went around the front and I just didn't go in. And then I just left because I was starting to get really tired. And
okay. So you think that was about 9
to about 11:30 when I got back to Athens, I believe.
Okay, so but you think was
maybe
9 to 12 was your trip from Athens to home?
My trip from Athens to home was back.
Okay. So you saw the light on, you said hour and a half, so 10:45-ish?
Roughly.
Okay. Did you see any kind of movement?
I would say maybe the lights moved and it freaked me out so kind of bad.
Okay.
Whatever.
What do you mean, like you saw somebody walk by the light or like?
Maybe it just flickered a little bit and I noticed it out of the corner of my eye because I don't like to really focus on their house, for family reasons.
For family reasons?
Yeah, they caused a lot of issues with my brother. And it's just not something I thought I have to involve in.
I'm sorry to hear that. Did you hear anything while you're out there?
No, that's the weirdest part. I was talking to my mom and she said she didn't hear anything either. I didn't hear anything while I was there either, so I just don't know what to think.
What's your mom's name?
I mean, respectfully, can we not?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Um,
It's just Teresa.
we're just gonna talk to everybody. You said it's Teresa. We're gonna try to talk to everybody in the neighborhood. Like I said, I mean, it's a pretty sad case. I mean, I understand that the Sand Springs guy said you're a religious guy.
Well,
You know,
I mean, I don't like to think of religion as like my main focus. You know, I like to use it to like empower myself
Okay.
in a spiritual way.
Okay.
And be able to apologize for my like personality flaws. You know, I mean, just try to address something.
We've all got those.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, for us, this is not, most of the cases we work, it's a drug deal gone bad or some kind of gang beef or something like that. And this, I mean, this is bad. It's just a young couple. I mean, they got baptized recently. They found out recently she's pregnant. They hadn't even told their family yet that they're expecting. They were planning a reveal party in a couple weeks. They just took all the pictures and were setting up for the reveal party to tell everybody she's pregnant.
Well,
The 2-year-old son was found in his dad's lap, covered in blood, like he had put toys on his parents.
the son had.
The son woke up, came downstairs, and was laying in his dad's lap, covered in his dad's blood, but toys.
That's shocking.
It's a pretty messed up situation.
Really, that's quite unbelievable. I mean, like I said, I mean, like, besides like the light maybe flickering and then like maybe them moving in between the slats of the windows or just their lights being on, that's really all that I saw.
I think that was about 10:45.
Mm-hmm.
What time did you leave to go back to Athens?
It would have been probably 11:15-ish, maybe.
Okay.
Continuing to listen to that interview with police there. Still with us, criminal defense attorney Phil Harvey. Phil, let's talk about this interview that Lance is doing. He's just talking about seeing the lights flickering, and he's appearing really surprised about the fact that there was a little 2-year-old inside that home.
That's right, Kelly. He did. He put his hands to his mouth when the detective started telling Mr. Lance about the 2-year-old being found in the home, having put toys on his deceased parents. And Lance is talking about seeing lights flicker, and he is sharing information about supposedly where he had come from and where he was going, when he was there, and when he left. And I think we're starting to see now why the defense would like to keep this video out, if possible, because if the intent here is to present an insanity defense, which in Georgia can take 2 forms, either not appreciating the wrongfulness of the conduct, or suffering a delusion that compelled you to act. And if those are the choices the defense has to choose from in presenting an insanity defense, an intentionally evasive statement to police is going to undermine that.
Yeah, probably. And I didn't even realize that she was expecting another child. So just a tragic situation. We're going to take a break, Phil. Phil Harvey, thank you as always. More of the murder trial for Matthew Lanz when we come back. And welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Kelly Kraft. Thank you for being with us today. Testimony is underway in Georgia for the murder trial against Matthew Lanz. He faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of malice murder in the deaths of Justin and Amber Hicks. This was back in 2021. Prosecutors believe that Lanz broke into the victim's home, then shot and killed the couple, leaving behind their 2-year-old little son, Jacob. Right now, we are seeing the defendant's interview with police. The detective just revealed to Lance that the wife, Amber, was pregnant with another child at the time of her murder. Let's go back in for more.
And when you were leaving, did you see any suspicious cars? Anybody in the neighborhood didn't belong?
No, it was pretty dead where I lived. There wasn't really any cars though. And, you know, by the time I left, I hadn't heard anything like behind me yet, or anything, you know, I was trying to quit. So,
Is that neighborhood pretty, I mean, that seems, we don't live there, but it seems like a really quiet neighborhood.
yeah, it's probably the last place I ever, I wouldn't say the last, but historically there's been like carjacked or car robbings, stuff, but like not even anything that you expect to happen. You know.
Just like cars getting broken into overnight, or
Yeah, just like nighttime stuff. I mean, there's been casing of houses in the neighborhood before.
or anything kind of violent, or just like,
No, I wouldn't say violent. I would just say, you know, historically there's been maybe some soliciting or, you know, regular mischief type stealing or
Right.
It's really,
I mean, so for us, like I said, we're just trying to figure out and get justice for his dad's actually a pastor. And I was in ministry before I chose to do this job too. And a lot of times, like things you don't think that would matter, like small details that you don't think matter, actually they make a big deal about us. So there's,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, you don't have
Let's just say there's anything you can think of, even if you think like, hey, this is insignificant, it may not be a big deal. It might be a big deal to us. Like something, you might say a little something that matters to us, somebody else say something else, and we can put that together. So if there's anything you can remember, even if you think it's insignificant, it would be helpful.
I don't know, I suppose that energy just might have felt off and it was making me want to go home. I don't know, it's so weird. It's like a weird coincidence too.
But maybe the energy was off.
But I'm just like, you know, like, that was the point where I just like was getting tired for no reason all day. Dang, I should just drive back to Athens, sleep there.
That's a long drive, rather than
I know. But I did it anyway. I had class the next day.
okay.
But like, I was just gonna stay the weekend there.
What made you decide to go home that night?
I just wanted a good show with the fam. With them.
Did they know you were coming?
I called my dad. He knew I was on the way. But I should have called my mom. I don't know.
Your dad didn't leave. Then you said you tried the door and the door was locked.
Yeah.
He didn't leave the door open for you, or did you key?
No, the door. I have a key, but I just didn't use it on the front door. But that's literally all that I can help with. It's kind of like it's out with that, man.
You said you had to use the back door.
I tried to unlock the back door when I thought the key doesn't work in it.
Did you do anything else out the back door before you went inside the house?
No, I just smoked a cigarette. I was, you know, kind of gazing around and saw the lights on.
Did you smoke that cigarette like as soon as you got back to the house?
No, it was like after like 15 or 20 minutes. I was kind of far, like, kind of like doing for a little bit.
I gotcha. How long do you think you're out the back door smoking a cigarette? I don't smoke, so
I don't know. It's kind of been more.
5 minutes.
And then 5 minutes is a long time for a cigarette.
Did you ever go inside your house? You never went inside the house? Did you make further conversation with your mom or your dad?
Yeah, we talked and I let her know that I didn't do anything, I didn't murder anybody.
Talking about when you got to the house and you let them know, hey, I'm at the house.
No, not when it was late. She was probably already bed, sleeping.
So you show up, sit in your house, sit in the car for like 15 minutes, go to the back, smoke a cigarette, and then drive all the way back to Athens. Why did your mom ask you that about what happened at the house behind you?
I don't know. She kind of just showed up like out of nowhere at my apartment, and I was like, "Why is somebody like trying to beat my door? Am I gonna die or something?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I had a pistol or something,
Oh, okay.
and she weirded out by that. I like had it out of the holster. I thought I was gonna broken into or whatever.
She like freaked out about guns or something?
They're not the biggest gun fans. Like, I enjoy responsibly.
Yes, we.
Yeah. You know, she can respect that. You know, they keep say set residence.
Did you have the gun with you in Athens or something?
No, I didn't take the gun with.
Oh, okay.
It remained in my room in my apartment.
In your apartment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know you said you pulled out your gun when your mom was banging on the door, so I didn't know if you had your gun with you in Athens or you're talking about some other.
Yeah, no, it was just
Oh, okay. Is it in Athens now, or is it?
no, it's with my parents actually.
Oh, okay. So you had to bring it back?
No, they just took it, and then
Your mom took it?
yeah.
From you in Athens?
Did you take your gun? No, okay. So the magazines are in my drawer, and she has the gun. Cause I heard like that.
Did she take it from you in Athens?
It was actually my dad that suggested he keep it.
Okay. Was your dad there with your mom?
Yeah. I forgot it.
So they both showed up.
Yeah, this.
Oh.
Yeah, they showed up way later though. That's it.
And then they snatched your gun up?
Yes, but they said they would give it back fairly soon.
Why'd they smash the gun? They just not give you the gun? Or?
Yeah, it's something like that, especially since I just turned 21.
You're old enough.
Yeah, I told them. So I was like, just let me do it responsibly.
Yeah. That pissed you off a little bit.
It's a weird thing with them, like culturally, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. They haven't been historically gun fans,
No, they're not.
but yeah, I mean, my brother enjoyed firearms.
They did. And then we're all pro second amount here. We look into so that.
Exactly. I say this is Georgia.
Yeah. You ever go like
Start shooting.
and
12 nation or just like traditional?
Like over under and 7 ski shooting, you know. What is it where it goes out to trap shooting?
Yeah, try shooting. Two at a time.
Yeah. Gosh, ski. Yeah, I mean, enjoy training with self-defense skills.
And of course, our job when we look at victims of this kind of thing, try to kind of dig into their life, figure out as much as we can.
I mean, my mom was saying their relationship was allegedly kind of but I don't know what that means. I just don't want to presume on anything. I mean, I was like,
They cryptic. You don't know.
the cryptic as in like they were very newly related or very newly together or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, now, I know you said that the house behind you where they lived, you know, you don't want to get into it with your brother and what happened there. But do you think the people that lived there before something could happen with somebody else outside of your brother? Like they might harass someone else other than your brother? Or had issues with someone else?
The new people?
No, the old people.
Oh, the old people? I mean, who knows? I don't know. Maybe
Remember they that
I had seen the people that lived there before being a little suspect with the lights for no reason. So
Have you suspect with the lights? What does that mean?
I don't know. They were just like flicking on randomly with shining lighters in the window and shit. It was so
So the people who lived there before were kind
it's so
of doing some shady stuff.
it must have been. I don't know. It was so like off-putting.
You think they did like criminal stuff too?
I wouldn't know. That's fine.
I know all that stuff was with your brother. You don't have to, you don't have to talk about your brother. I'm just trying to get an idea of those people that used to live there. Like what kind of, because who knows, maybe somebody went to that house thinking they still lived there. You know, maybe they made someone else.
Yeah, I don't know. The people must have moved in pretty fast after they moved out.
You know when the old people moved down? Yeah,
It was a couple months ago.
a month ago. You're pretty early they moved down.
And I just tried not to think about it because it was so weird. Yeah.
We do have to squeeze in a break, but before we do, we are following new developments in the death investigation of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Singer David has now been reportedly identified as a suspect. The teen's decomposing body was discovered back in September in the trunk of a Tesla that was registered to the singer. The medical examiner has yet to determine a cause of death. David has not been charged with any crime yet, and no arrests have been made. We will continue to update you on this breaking news as soon as we have any new information. When we come back, we're going to have more of that murder trial we've been watching out of Georgia for Matthew Lanz. Stay tuned.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, will the man convicted of kidnapping and murdering Holly Bobo get a new trial? We're unpacking key arguments from today's huge hearing.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
The disappearance of Anna Walsh.
Her husband now charged with her murder.
All eyes on this accused killer.
The disappearance of Anna Walsh murder trial. Live coverage begins December 1st on Court TV.
.com.
When you heard about what happened to you at your neighbor's house, was there any suspicion that Matthew may have been involved?
I would never. I mean, we've never even met the new people. Never even met them. And Matthew knew that the other people moved out long ago. It never occurred to me that he had anything to do with this.
Those were the parents of defendant Matthew Lanz, who is standing trial for murder in Georgia. Lanz is facing a bench trial, meaning a judge is going to be deciding his fate. Prosecutors believe he killed a couple in their dream home and left behind a two-year-old son who was found alive and unharmed, thankfully. Lanz maintains his innocence, claiming to be the victim of a government conspiracy. Let's go back into the courtroom now. We have been seeing the defendant's second interview with police.
Do you think that, if they would have done all this mean stuff to your brother, you think they would have done this like anybody else in the neighborhood or somebody?
No, I don't think it was like that. It was just some weird obsession one time.
Obsession with your brother? Yeah. So you think they would have any other
Reason?
Yeah, like that.
We never really talked to them. They were kind of quiet.
Tell me more about you said they would like flicker lights and stuff. And I suppose that was
I don't know, like if we were in the backyard, like at night, just sitting there, it was not just, like, consider trying to get our attention in some way, but like, or they would just turn on for no reason and leave the room, leave the light on, go for whatever time, stuff like that.
Would that light like shine into y'all's house?
No, but just like you can see it from our backyard.
Yeah. Pretty bright. Can you see it when you're inside your house or something?
Yeah, you can see it from. But
Do the new people do that kind of stuff too?
no, I haven't seen anything like that because I didn't have Athens in school.
I just recall you saying something like you caught something out of the corner of your eye when you're out there smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
That
it might have just flickered like moving my periphery or.
yeah, you don't think they were trying to like mess with the show either?
Even if they were, I was about to mess with it anyway. That caused issues.
Your mom never had any issues with them flickering the lights? Just
No, she didn't seem to believe it, but
didn't seem to believe what? About the lights flickering?
about them harassing. She was just like, I don't believe it.
Why should not believe you about stuff like that?
Well, I told her he was probably right about them harassing her because I had seen I guess the intention to train.
I mean, obviously you believe it. You believe they were arresting them, right?
Yeah, because he told me, he was like, they're getting so weird to me, like.
Why would you lie about them?
Yeah.
So your mom did believe you. And these people weren't harassing you, or they were harassing your mom?
No, I don't believe so. They seem to have been very new and quiet.
So it's all that old that up there. Yeah. Do you know what happened to them? Really went.
They must have just moved somewhere else.
You don't know where? No. About them. Okay. Were they into like
Buddhist?
Yeah, I don't know. Like some old stuff.
Maybe.
Were they into like satanic? Like
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to assume because I don't know.
Yeah, did you? I mean, did you have like a suspicion or something about that?
I just, I did. It was just too odd. all of that.
I know what you're telling me. I'm got the Willie's freaked out. I think I have a band. Do they have like a lot of people in their house doing stuff or something?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really see a report for that.
Crazy, man.
We'll be able to some fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's mad at the world. I mean, so you don't think anybody like?
Georgia's like considered a pretty safe state too, in my opinion.
Do you think that those old residents could have harassed somebody to the point where someone would come over there to kill those people, thinking that they got the wrong, didn't know they moved out?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to assume like that because I never saw them like trying to harass people.
Well, the thing is, did you grow up in that neighborhood?
Yeah, my whole life.
Yes, you know the vibe of the neighborhood. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I just want to know it's off. You know,
yeah,
just like,
you know something's not right.
Yeah. But you know, I don't want to claim it's a 6 cents type thing. So that's a little out there, but there you go.
So, knowing the neighborhood and the kind of people who live in and around that neighborhood, do you think it happened? Do you think it happened to that house?
Right. I told the other officers, I was like, it probably just got attempted robbed, I don't know. And then maybe they got scared going in, like, and seeing the people, I don't know. And then they just,
These people have like fancy stuff. You think like
I don't know. I've never really seen the interior.
if they had like a
Well, besides, so, didn't go there much.
I mean, did you ever like notice like any like fancy stuff at their house, like fancy cars or something that someone trying to go and that's a good place to rob? You know, it's like buy that house. You know, like buy that house and all that.
I don't know. Our house is on the corner, so it's kind of like not like able to be robbed as easily, I suppose. And there's just like behind ours, it's more hidden.
They're trying to figure it out because we couldn't really see anything like this in the house. So it's like a weird thing. They're tripping us up. So I just rush through. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's, I mean, usually they come for a reason, I suppose, right? I don't know unless it's just an irrational thing.
an irrational murder. What would be like that?
I don't even know, just like some like.
Yeah, what even is that?
Some wacko wanting to break in somebody's house.
You got those running around.
Right. I mean, I've seen solicitors. I'm one of like boxing solicitors with a person that that's possible.
Yeah, solicitors over there, bro.
I mean, not in a bad way, but you know, they don't have this same stuff. So
It's gonna be listening in the middle of the night.
right? That's I don't know, probably not.
You ever had solicitors over your house in the middle of the night?
I think the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, dude.
Where'd you park it? Did you go over there
I'm not sure.
in the driveway? Did you see any cars parked on the street or anything?
The neighbors were across the road. So the neighbors across the road were probably parked in their driveway.
Let me bring in former Deputy Public Defender Philip Dubé as we watch this police interview by the defendant in this case. Hi, Philip. Nice to see you. What are you taking away from this police interview?
Oh, it's quite enlightening. I think to the casual observer, it would look like he knows exactly what he's saying. He knows exactly what he's doing. But unfortunately, to the untrained eye, I think this officer is a little sort of naive to the practical realities of many of the schizoaffective and schizophrenia type disorders. It can be quite transient. You can be in and out of delusion, and it can go into remission temporarily until there's some triggering event, such as drug use. You never know. It could be methamphetamine fueled, or it could just be a genetic defect that he was born with. And given his age at the time, I believe he was, 25 or 26, that is the classic age of onset for people who are in the salad days of life. He was studying science, I believe, at the University of Georgia. He had everything going for him. He was with a great family. But then something gripped his brain, gripped his mind, and caused him to do this. But because he's coming off so casual and sort of cavalier and nonchalant, it looks like he's trying to hide what, if anything, he did. But truthfully, internally, he is struggling and in conflict because of the delusions that he was suffering. I think he truly believed that the government was trying to set him up. Now, whether or not that was based in an organic delusional system or a drug-induced type system will hinge on how he gets treated. So, for example, if they get him off drugs, let's just pretend he admits to being a chronic drug user, but the disease persists, then you know that it is not drug-based and that it is in fact some type of organic disease, and then you treat it accordingly. But until such time, he could be in theory a dual diagnosis or an untreated schizophrenic, and he was always subject to relapse.
Yeah, Philip, it's just been interesting to watch this, and you use the word struggle. When I'm watching it, you can tell he's like struggling in his brain as to how to respond to these questions. So hard to watch, hard to listen to, sad case. Philip, thank you for your excellent insight. Philip is sticking around. We're going to have more of this murder trial from Matthew Lanz when we come back. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Kelly Craft. Thank you for being with us again. We're in Georgia for day 3 of the double murder trial of defendant Matthew Lanz. Prosecutors say that Lanz shot and killed a couple in their home near Atlanta. This was in November of 2021, took place during a home invasion. The victims, Justin and Amber Hicks, had recently moved into the home across the street from the defendant's parents. Lanz was arrested 2 days later during a burglary in a neighboring county where police say he stabbed an officer responding to that call. Now, Lanz says he's the victim of a government conspiracy. This is a bench trial, meaning a judge, not a jury, is going to be deciding his fate. Let's go back inside the courtroom for more of Lanz's interview with Cobb County Police.
When you're smoking your cigarette, where were you at when you were smoking your cigarette?
Just my backyard, like near my, like that's our house. And the fence to the other house is here. I was like, here, looking that way. Okay, you know, I wasn't jumping up.
You see into their house from that vantage point?
You can't really see into the house. You can just see into the window that was lit up.
Do you know which window that is? Do you have to describe it?
Yeah, it's just about like the little bedroom house.
Like way high up?
It's just a second story window.
Okay. So you can't see like, no, or the first floor or anything like that.
I mean, you might be able to see some like chairs supply through the cracks. That's about it.
Did you hear about it before your mom came to your place?
No, that's the thing. She completely surprised me with it. Obviously, it's really sad.
What have you heard since then?
Nothing really. At all.
Have you seen anything? The news of word of mouth or?
I don't think something too shot dead in that were found. You know, it's literally on neighbors.
Yeah.
So, you just happened to drive home that night? Like, there was no, like, was like a voice from God or something that said, like, hey, go home that night, or?
Well, no, I was going home to see my family because I hadn't felt like I had been connecting with them. Soccer girl. I was going to stay for like one day or stay party. And then I got there and the back there was a cigarette, up the vinyl. I just kind of want to go back to that stage.
That's just crazy. I mean, it seems like when I got home, like I at least let my family know I'm there.
I know, I was telling my mom, I was like, I let Dad know on the way, like, I should have called you too.
Did you text him, call him?
Yeah, I called him. Why, you know, I was supposed to leave. I was putting gas in my car.
Did you ever, when you're still in Sarah, did you ever go into the neighbor's yard at all?
No, it's like a big fence, you gotta jump over. You want to cross.
Walk anywhere else like out on a street or a sidewalk or cul-de-sacs, anything.
I mean, like sometimes I walk through our mailbox at night, just like walk around at night where it's really bad.
You walk around that night?
Oh, no, it's just back to front part.
You didn't see anybody else out there that time?
No, it was very quiet. That's still very smart. Very quiet.
Does your house have any like cameras that like help us out? Your neighbors have cameras that you think could help us out with footage from that night?
No.
So you know, I'm gonna have to have my guys scatter across the whole dang neighborhood on every Ring doorbell camera.
Jeez.
That's the thing. We're gonna have hours and hours of footage to watch. So I'm just wondering if you know, like, and then you should really check out this camera. This probably help you see everything.
I don't know, boy. There's like a few, I think, but not too many, I think.
I mean, and you could, I mean, even give me like a more, right into a house or something like that camera.
Like when I drive home, I can't drive by past more than 5 or 6 streets, I think.
Oh, really?
Something like that.
Oh, okay. Any like in particular near like your house or like where this happened at? There you go.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Did you call when you got home or anything?
who?
Your parents, like when you got home, did you call and say, hey, I'm here?
No, like Sarah should have told my mom something. Or that I got home.
They go to bed early.
No, they didn't.
They do. What do they do? They work out. They retired.
My mom's a stay at home. My dad works for construction in DC.
Okay. Does he travel though?
Mhm.
Good. Is it usually just you and your mom over there? Or
He comes home like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something.
yeah, so you come down to super good. Do you go?
The end of disc 2, video 3. It resumes now on disc 3, video 1.
Home a lot from Athens, or like, what? How often do you go back?
I try to go home more often these days.
Yeah.
Like usually, I mean, I was about to go home for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably do that. It should be fun.
So like, how often like do you think you go? Do you go to your parents' house once a month, every other week?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, sometimes like 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times, so like month or
Like, I've definitely gone from consecutive weekends.
you have a roommate out in Athens or
Oh, That's just me.
Live by yourself? You work?
Yeah, I do summer construction with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was trying to graduate.
So you just make a bunch of good money over the summer?
You know, it's hard. It's like an annual, like,
Yeah. So you kind of just save up over the summer, and does your mom help you? Didn't give you something?
I mean, it's a couple thousand for working.
Yeah, I got you.
It's really all on you when you can help with. So,
Oh, before we leave, trust me, we won't take up too much more of your time. We just need to check our case file and make sure we're not forgetting anything to ask you that could help us put piece this thing together.
It's like we said, sometimes it's like a little tiny detail.
Yeah, and with these things, they can be so complex. We just want to make sure we go through our notes to go, dang it, we forgot to ask Matt this one question that could have helped us out.
I mean, I just with all due respect, I would like to return home. That would be possible. Then be able to possibly, call a lawyer and be able to maybe witness for some evidence that can help.
Well, like I said, Sandy Springs, you got your own thing going on there with them, okay?
We're going to have more of the murder trial for Matthew Lanz up next. Plus, could the man convicted of murdering Holly Bobo get a new trial? We will bring you the latest from the post-conviction relief hearing of Zachary Adams when we come back. Stay tuned.
You have to punish him? You have to kill him for a few $100?
You don't touch fire and expect not to get burned. My goal is to embarrass you. My goal is to make you suffer. My goal is for pain. Make sure that you remember me for the rest of your life.
You weren't feeling any sympathy?
If I'm being honest now.
You kill a man for acting like a junkie when you're the one turned him into a junkie.
Interview with a Killer season finale, Saturday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on Court TV.
Back to court in just a moment, but first an update out of Tennessee, where convicted killer Zach Adams is arguing for a new trial. Adams was found guilty in 2017 for kidnapping, raping, and killing 20-year-old Holly Bobo. But the defense says a key witness at Adams' trial is now saying he lied under oath. Right now, the defendant's attorney is questioning one of the prosecutors from his trial about their investigation. Let's listen in.
It never dawned on you. Wait a minute. This guy is recalling somebody mowing his yard in the morning? Did it ever say, wait a minute?
And then you take another detail like, and I may have...
The answer is no.
Excuse me?
The answer is no. It never dawned on you. Maybe Mr. Autry just read the IR about Brian Vitt mowing his yard, and he's weaved that into his story.
We had a pretty healthy skepticism of Mr. Autry going in, and then when he sat with us and told his account that stayed the same every single time, we dug through everything, looked for corroboration. Every place we saw was corroborated.
Hearing coming up later on today. But now let's head back to the stranger home invasion murder trial for Matthew Lanz that's taking place in Georgia. Lanz is charged with 2 counts of murder in the shooting deaths of a firefighter and his wife. Their 2-year-old son was found in the home 12 hours later, covered in blood. And Lanz says that he, though, was set up by the FBI and CIA. Right now, in court, we are seeing the defendant's police interview. Let's head back in.
I don't know what all they charge you with. I don't know off the top of my head, but
I believe it could have been explained away with mistreatment of.
Yeah, I'll have to ask them in that. But
I don't know. I don't want to assume that. I just really like to go see my family, help them.
You mentioned an attorney, like I guess We may have a couple other questions. Is it okay if we go look at our notes and come back and keep talking?
Yeah, but yeah.
We'll try to be quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, get you more water or anything?
No, I should be all right.
Record that's being stopped at 19:47:31 seconds. It will resume at 19:51 and 12.
Yeah, I'm just.
Anything else?
You need anything else?
Yeah, if you need anything, just holler. All right, Matty. Look, dude, you got to understand where we're sitting. Okay. That's the police. You got this couple that lives behind your house, murdered. One broke into their house. Okay. And today, not only that, the people used to some messed up shit to them, which I believe you. Now today, just a few days later, Sandy Springs finds you in other people's homes. And then on top of that, you stab one of their guys. And you stab them up really, really, really good. I mean, bad. You carve them up. Okay. You know, in our business, we don't call that shit a coincidence. Okay. Thing is, when I asked you about the cameras, we've already been canvassing the cameras. Okay. There's a damn camera right across the street from where these people got hurt. Okay. I wanted you to think about that. Okay. I got guys back at the office now, scouring for hours and hours and hours, of course, sitting there literally just watching camera footage. Okay. I just went into my backyard to smoke a cigarette aspect. I'm not really behind that. Now, I'm not saying you're some cold-hearted person, but from where I'm sitting, you were in that house. Wednesday night. You drove back from that house. Maybe you had a reason. Maybe someone told you to do it. Maybe God told you to do it. I don't know. But here's where the rubber meets the road. It's time for you to cleanse your soul and tell us what happened so we can tell that family, that 2-year-old, when he grows up one day, why he doesn't have any parents. And we're picking up when I'm laying down to you.
We're probably demonic in nature.
Makes you say that?
I don't know. It's the way it seemed.
They could very well be demonic.
I don't want to think of that. I just want to go home too.
Is that why you went over there?
Where?
To their house?
I didn't go over there.
There's a camera right there across the street. So.
Bro, we
What's
didn't
the
take your name out of the hat.
There's a camera.
Where did it come from?
There's a camera across.
How did you know? How do you know it was me?
Because you stabbed a cop today after breaking into someone's house, and you live right behind where these people were murdered. I mean, 5-year-old could have figured that out.
I don't know what to say other than I'm innocent. And I mean it.
I don't believe you.
Full respect.
Let me ask you this. What's the 9th commandment?
The what?
The 9th commandment. You know the Lord, right? What's the 9th commandment?
I'm not sure.
Don't lie. That's the 9th commandment, okay? So I can sit here and tell you right now, the camera footage, you did walk from your house into their yard and you set off the motion light. You remember that?
Not quite.
Not quite? What do you mean not quite?
Are you saying that
Still with us, former Deputy Public Defender Philip Dubé. Philip, let's bring you in on this. All right, continuing to listen to the police interview. We heard Lance say there, I want to go home. I'm tired. The police are telling him that they believe he was inside the home. But Lance keeps talking. What would you say to people out there that would find themselves in these similar situations? You want to go home, but yet you really have to keep invoking your right there, saying, I want an attorney present. Describe that for us. Talk to us about it.
Right. The constitutional protection comes from the Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendments to the Constitution, which says that you cannot be compelled to speak, basically in a police setting or in court. And when they advise you of your right to remain silent and your right to have an attorney, you must affirmatively invoke it. You must say, I don't want to talk. I want a lawyer. And if they refuse to get you counsel and they keep interrogating you, the remedy is to throw out any confessions or incriminating statements you make after the invocation of the right. The problem is the defendants never really make an affirmative demand for an attorney. They might say something like, well, do you think I should get a lawyer? Or, gosh, I wonder if I should talk to an attorney, as opposed to saying, I want a lawyer. And unless and until the detectives hear those words, they can keep questioning him until he confesses, and there's no remedy. None whatsoever, unless you can show that the statements were somehow involuntary, like you were tortured or otherwise coerced or made illusory promises, if you will, of leniency or dismissal outright for coming clean, essentially. I truly believe that this young man is in what I call the residual stages of psychosis, meaning in the prodromal stages, you're still struggling on how to mask your symptoms, how to camouflage it all, and you might be in and out of your psychosis, appearing like that wild beast. When you're in the residual stage, it means that the body is learning how to balance and juggle your internal delusional struggles. And you can talk calmly, but deep down inside, you're still kind of caught in this delusional belief system. He, in my opinion, is in that residual place, and he doesn't really know what he's saying or doing because of the disease. Seriously, and I think the only way to get to the heart of it would be to bring in an expert to testify about the phenomenon of schizophrenia, the stages of schizophrenia, the age of onset, how it manifests, how it's treated, and that it is in fact incurable, but is instead a way of life. And unfortunately for this young man, he keeps spilling the tea, as it were, and he's going to end up getting life. That's ultimately what's going to happen here.
Yeah, exactly, Philip. Even though he keeps saying things like, I'm tired, I want to go home, this, that, and the other thing, he just keeps talking. And, you know, maybe he wasn't really understanding what was taking place there, as you used the word before, struggling. So we'll just have to see what happens, but defense counsel didn't want this to come in. Philip Dubé, goodbye to you. Thank you for being with us today.